Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks State of Our World on Tuesday, August 11th, 2020. Well, unfortunately, the coronavirus is still with us. As of earlier this evening, the United States has 5,134,101 confirmed cases in the U.S. and 164,916 people have passed away from this virus. So what are we doing about it? The Trump administration isn't doing anything. We're on our own because they don't want to face reality. But it's here, and we need to really get wise to this. We have to practice social distancing. Wear a mask whenever you go out, whether you want to or not, and only go out when you have to. We need a national lockdown of the whole country so that we can stop this virus in its tracks. And we have to do nationwide testing plans so we know who has the virus, and anyone who has the virus has test positive, you trace their contacts, and any of their contacts test positive, you trace their contacts, and so on. And anyone who tests positive, they're isolated to go into quarantine. So why do we have to deal with this on our own? Why don't we have a government that's supposed to be dealing with it? Isn't that where we pay taxes? I don't know. Remember Trump said in the beginning, we'll have 15 cases, they'll go down to 1, and it'll disappear. So that's not what we should be doing. We should not reopen schools until it's safe to do so. We should practice social distancing, wear a mask, and let children learn remotely, virtually. Better that they get behind in school than end up sick or no longer alive. Also, we need to provide all students with all the technology and equipment they need so they can learn virtually, okay? And we need to figure out how the messaging on this, because there's still people who say it's a hoax, it's fake news. They're following the lead of their president, Trump. Very unfortunate. So I'm hoping that things will change, but actually groups of states have gotten together to get testing done on a group basis because the federal government isn't doing anything. Now we have to protect vulnerable populations, such as essential workers like grocery store workers and truck drivers who deliver products, and farm workers, agricultural workers, asylum seekers, those in detention, those in jail and prisons. And also we have to protect those living in veterans' homes, assisted living homes, and nursing homes, and retirement homes. And of course the first responders and the healthcare workers. So we have to protect everybody. Football is probably not going to be on TV or anywhere this fall. Two major conferences have postponed their season, and football, that is. And now we have, I don't know how many of you have heard about the payday lender. Well, small businesses have not been helped very much by the Trump administration, the various stimulus packages and paycheck protection. A lot of that money has gone to wealthy people and wealthy corporations. So what some small businesses are doing, they're becoming victims unintentionally of what they call payday lenders. So what payday lender does is they give you a loan that's for a period of time, probably days, and maybe weeks, and they charge you a really exorbitant interest. And then when the loan comes due, if you don't pay it, they add on more time and more interest. So you end up paying out a lot of money if you ever finish this. And you like say just as like a small one, $100. That loan could balloon to maybe $500 by the time all the interest is added on. Now, the federal government is cracking down on that, but payday lending is something that was banned by by President Obama and the Obama administration. Where they wanted to really crack down on unfair practices, financial practices, and that's one of the things that they looked at. But I think the Trump administration is loosening some of those regulations. Very, very unfortunate. So I'm hoping that we will get that straightened out. Now, we have a Department of Education headed by Betsy DeVos, who is a very wealthy person who is against very she supports private education, private schools. And we're having all these problems with schools when they should reopen, etc. And he has not really put a good face on the Department of Education. Now, Education Secretary owns a lot of property, and they're a wealthy family, and since DeVos has been coming under attack verbally for her Department of Education practices, and she's working remotely from Michigan, where she owns a sprawling waterfront estate with around-the-clock security detail paid for by taxpayers. So she's keeping her distance from the coronavirus as it continues to spread, and she has been a forceful advocate for Trump's demand that schools reopen in full and in person, potentially placing millions of teachers and students at risk of infection. It's she's a very, very wealthy person. I believe her father started a successful business, and so she doesn't have to worry about anything. But she wanted to force other families to send their children to school. So why does she have all this expensive security? And why does she have such a big voice in the education debate? I don't know. Now, if you, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was created during President Obama's administration, and now that he's not the president anymore, and we have a Republican Senate, they've been trying to chip away at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is meant to help people. So what's that all about? Now, I don't know if you heard this big motorcycle event, 250,000 riders, having a big multiple day event in where is it? South Dakota. Very unfortunate that they're spending all this resources on having this big event that's going to spread the virus, because the event says masks are not mandatory, voluntary. Now, here's something very interesting. A dog in North Carolina has passed away after acute illness, and he has tested positive for the coronavirus. So that's a really dangerous, rare case that this poor dog passed away from the coronavirus, but we don't know if the dog had other underlying issues. because they are training dogs to detect the coronavirus. So I don't, it's very rare for a fatal case of the virus for a pet. So, and I'm hoping that no other pet will pass away, and hope that a family member had previously tested positive for it. Evidently, someone in the family had tested positive for the virus. So, evidently, the person, hey, evidently the virus should pass from a person to a dog. Now, I don't know how we can prevent that. So it means it just makes this even more dangerous, because it's from not just people, but animals as well. So, that's something to think about. Now, I think we all have to work together to conquer this virus. Practice social distancing, wear a mask, only go out when you have to. Because the life you save could be yours or the life of someone you care about. Alright. Now, we've had a lot of things happening in the world. The post office is still a target of the Trump administration. They're trying to destroy it. They're slowing down the mail because they don't want people to be voting by mail with absentee ballots. And Trump's afraid they'll make him lose the election. So we have to strengthen the post office, not destroy it. And we also have to make sure that everybody is registered to vote and gets the opportunity to vote, whether by mail or in person, whatever they prefer. Now, I think it would be really nice if people would cooperate. We still have these protests going on over the murder of George Floyd by a white Minnesota police officer. They're fighting for social justice. Black Lives Matter is part of the organizing groups for this. And what's done is brought out a lot of people paying attention now to social justice in the United States. Okay. Now, so that's what we have now. So also it's summer, so it's warm. Alright, maybe we'll sing a little now. Okay, maybe we should have a little song now. I'd like to sing Amazing Grace, very old song, I don't know who wrote it. Here we go. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Tis grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. His grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Okay, hope you liked that. That was Amazing Grace. Hope to see you all back here again tomorrow for another meeting with Carol Ann Speaks, the State of the World. Today is Tuesday, August 11, 2020. And remember, stay safe, take care of yourself and others, and kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you tomorrow. Good night.